Di, did you see that?
15.
Did you see that KG and Ryan Satin were very happy to see Cody Rhodes come at you?
Oh, of course, Ryan said, you know. I mean, I guess, who cares? I mean, like,
Here's what I think, though, D. I think that if you're going to attack strong style, you got to be aware that anybody that does that style is going to be offended by that. And there's a possibility that they'll come after you. And also, you got to recognize, too, strong style isn't new. I think in your mind, like, that's some new shit that's just in Japan. That
it is.
Been around
he didn't used to follow Japanese wrestling even back then until now. You know what I'm saying?
But it wasn't even just them, man. If it's not even just Japanese, if you know the history of like the NWA title, man, they used to have to send people to protect the champions because guys were going to go in there and shoot on them and fuck them up. That shit, I mean, go watch like the old jobber matches in the NWA when the Steiners and the Road Warriors would come out there and just fuck people up and drop them on the head and bust their damn teeth out, and they didn't give a fuck.
The skyscrapers.
That has been around forever, man.
Here's the difference.
Vader.
We know what CTE is now, though. They didn't know what it was back then. So we know.
Yeah, but that's what they want to do. That's on them.
Oh, that's fine. I see that, but I'm still going to be a proponent for safe work. I'm not gonna.
And here's another thing, D. Glenn. Here was another thing. You put something that kick to the face shows he doesn't know how to work or something like that, or it wasn't an accident. What did you say?
Because I can't even find all these tweets.
Joe?
No, it's not an accident when you're constantly. Here's an accident. If you're trying to kick somebody in the stomach, the guy bends his head down, you end up kicking him in the face. Mm-hmm. That's an accident. You're trying to work shots to the head, and you don't work it good enough, and you bust somebody open or knock them silly. To me, that's not an accident. It's like you're working around the head too much. It's like, bro, even Dave Meltzer has said that.
Well,
Meltzer's
that's good for him. I don't agree with everything he says, but here's the thing.
Yeah, Dave's not a worker.
Right, that's why I told you when you put the tweet about everybody's trying to get over with Dave, and I put something like, yeah, bro, not everybody's trying to get over with Dave. They're trying to get over with the fans, And so when you say that it isn't an accident or whatever. An accident is, i.e., unintentional. So it was an accident. He didn't try to kick him, and you know what I'm saying?
Of course, he didn't try and bust him open. But my point is, it's like dude, if you drink and drive, and you hit a telephone pole, it's an accident. But it's like but you were drinking and driving.
Right, still an accident though.
The risk was higher. The mathematical probability of getting hurt was higher.
Yeah. Well, it's a style you don't like and you don't agree with, and like Shane said, when people, like that style, they're going to come at you.
Here's the one thing about that style. There's two things. All these dragon suplexes they're doing on their necks. Okay, that's not good for long-term health. And the forearm shots and the kicks to the head, the karate style. Bro, I say all along, bro, just stop doing those. Or stop doing this frequently and stuff. And, there's a million moves you can do in a wrestling match, but like guys today still like to do things where they risk getting hurt for real. And I'm like, I've never,
but it's like everything. It's like everything else. Did you ever see? One second.
Okay. 26 years I've never hurt anybody ever. In 26 years. Okay.
Well, you had a safe style. That strong style is not a real safe style. But here's the thing. Did you ever see that?
Me to watch. Does that count?
Oh,
tremendous! And
you do North Carolina strong style though. That's like
Shane.
We were fighting. We were fighting the dressing room before the match. We'd go ahead and get it out of our system.
Right.
Shane, did you ever see this movie? Are you into like skateboarding or no?
Not really.
Well, it was called Dogtown and the Z Boys. Did any of you guys ever see that?
I know of the movie.
No, I heard of it, didn't see it. No.
So basically it shows how the skateboarding fad kind of started and, exploded in California. And they were showing how, like back in the 70s, how was the skateboarding was very rudimentary. And they were just basically skateboarding on like people that had empty pools in their backyard. And they'd go in there and skate. And then you fast forward to now and you see it in the X game and they're doing 630s and 950s or whatever the fuck they're called. Same thing with Lucha. When Ray and Hoovy were around, bro, we heard it all the time. Oh, you're not going to last, blah, 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 blah. And they're still here, and everything just evolves. I can't even imagine what it's going to look like in 5 years. It gets more dangerous. That's why in football, and this may happen in wrestling, now they've got all these rules where you can't even hit helmet to helmet anymore, right, DI?
Not anymore. Yeah. You can't even touch the quarterback in the head.
You can, bro. Before, I remember, I would watch football games, Shane, back in the day, just to see if my defense could take their quarterback out. That to me was the biggest pop of the night to me. You can't touch him anymore.
Hey, I got another quote here. Guys, there's another quote. Jim Cornette threw shade on me.
Oh, Jesus.
It's great. It says, so somebody put Cody's tweet up about how you were over the boy, blah, blah, blah. So Jim Cornette responded, I disagree with Cody Rhodes. Disco Inferno was never over with the boys. Yeah. So just some of the fake news and some of these tweets. I was over with the boys.
But the thing is, too, wrestling, there's an assumption of risk with this shit because the guys that did the safe style or whatever would be considered a safe style, they're all fucked up, too. Like, that's one of the first things I tell people when I do seminars, like, you need to know what you're getting into. Because that is the trade-off, especially if you make it in this business. You can make some good money. There's a degree of celebrity and fame that comes along with it, but the trade-off is your body. You're going to fucking destroy your body. Like that shit, that's why when I was asked to be a part of that concussion lawsuit, and I was asked several times, I was like, in my heart, I couldn't because I knew what the fuck I was getting into. Yeah. Of course, nobody knew how bad the CTE thing was, but at the end of the day, like, I didn't take a lot of chair shots to my head because I knew that shit was ridiculous.
Did you see that concussion lawsuit? Did you see that?
Yeah. I wasn't surprised. Well, it's different. The NFL knew about it. They hid this shit. That's how theirs was a little bit different. The WWE, they didn't have those doctors.
This is with wrestling, too, is that in football, you start out playing peewee, then high school, then college. It's like, why is the NFL has always assumed the responsibility for everybody's concussion history? It seems like
Bro, not just that. Disco. Two very telling things. Obama and Reggie Bush both said they wouldn't let their sons play football. When you got people like that coming out and saying it makes parents think, "Whoa, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying?
Well, there has been a decrease. And studies and statistics have shown this, that there's a lot less kids playing
of course.
the pee-wee football and in middle school football and stuff like that. And that's tied into, like, some of the decline in ratings are tied into that because the kids aren't playing, so they're not watching like they used to.
And you know what? A lot more people are playing a sport that Disco is very good at in high school, soccer. Am I right or not?
Yeah, there's a lot of concussions in soccer.
Yeah,
there's like a lot of studies on head balls in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's like it's like.
Did you get hit in the head with a lot of balls when you were younger?
Oh man!
See, this is why you're on the list for making derogatory comments that.
I was talking about soccer. See, no, I was talking about soccer. You went to a different place. That's
he was very